Broncos coach Gary Kubiak very confident Demaryius Thomas will re-sign, talking long-term with the Denver Broncos. Alongside Mark Brunell, I am Jim Basquel, and this is a player that has been awfully dynamic, awfully productive. I was looking at numbers, 3 straight seasons of at least 92 catches, 1,430 yards, and 10 touchdowns.
Not bad.
At least those numbers.
Not
the
bad.
last 3. He's been franchise tagged, hasn't signed it yet. It's a 1-year deal worth a shade under $13 million. How do you see this ultimately playing out?
Well, it'll play out just like the Broncos and Demaryius hope it will. They're going to get a deal done. I really believe that. And what I like about it, and what is a good sign for me, is the fact that it's cordial.
Sure.
You know, recently it came out that Gary Kubiak, they're sending tape, they're sending material, they're talking on the phone. Demaryius and Peyton are having conversations, and so that's a good sign that things are going to happen. Things are going to are progressing. A deal will get done. One thing is for sure: Peyton Manning needs Demaryius Thomas.
Absolutely.
You mentioned those numbers. That's your number 1 receiver, your go-to guy. So they will work this out. Fortunately, they have some time. And listen, there's such a great rapport between Peyton and Demaryius. Are the OTAs and the mini camps important? Of course they are. But when you've already built up that much chemistry, if you miss some practices, it's going to be okay. I fully expect this to work out for both sides.
John Elway also chimed in. The two sides are talking. There's consistent conversations here towards getting something done, and he's very confident as well. But ultimately, if the player plays for the 1 year and the franchise tag, by the way, it's $13 million, so it's not chump change. You know, do you suppose that there's some sort of animosity in the player with regards to, I wanted the long-term security, now I got to play another year. If I get hurt, things could blow up for me? And
that's the hard part, because players, they want long-term contracts for, you know, guaranteed
security.
Money. But at the same time, you hope for, in Demaryius' case, if nothing gets done, you hope that once football starts, he can focus on football. Of course, his salary is going to be fine for 1 year. But you hope that he can just put that aside, which is very, very difficult to do, and just focus on football, and hope that through your production, you hope you stay healthy, that a year from now, when you're at the table again and negotiating contract, then you hope you can get a long-term deal. But I expect this to happen, because I think they want to make Demaryius happy, and he's earned that guaranteed money, and he's earned that long-term contract, in my opinion.
Absolutely, but you know, he's playing with Peyton Manning too, and those numbers we just mentioned, I'm sure that helps, and I'm sure that's a plus for him to say, hey, you know, I want to be here because this is the guy I want to play with.
Right, that's what makes all the difference in the world. If you're a receiver in the National Football League, you want to play for Peyton Manning. There's no question. He makes receivers look pretty good, Jim.
The coach, the GM, perhaps the quarterback, they're all confident Demaryius Thomas will be a Denver Bronco for a long time. You can read more about this story and keep up with the Broncos by keeping it locked on the NFL page right here on ESPN.com. For Mark Brunell, I'm Jim Basquel.